A Fiddler in the North, sometimes called by its first line, Amang the trees were humming bees. Burns didn't give it a title. It's listed as song. Anyway, it was written on the model of an old song, and Burns gave a verse of it in his notes on Scottish song from the Lang manuscript. Here's a stanza from the old song. The King of France, he rade a race out o'er the hills of Syria. His eldest son has followed him upon a good grey mare. They were sae high, they were sae sky, haughty, Skeigh. Naebody durst come near them, oh, but there come a fiddler out of Fife that dang them tapsalteerie. To ding is to knock down. Dang is the past tense. Tapsalteerie, word also used in Green Girl the Rashes of May I get tapsalteerie. Topsy-turvy is a literal translation. There came a fiddler out of Fife who knocked them on their asses. So, James Hogg gives the full version, as some may be curious to see this ridiculous and unintelligible old song. I'm going to sing it to you because, just because. King of France, he rade a race out o'er the hills of Syria. His eldest son has followed him upon a cut grey mare. He was sae bold, he was sae stout, that nae man durst come near you. And all the Whigs ran o'er the rigs, and braggart always weary. But there come a fiddler out of Fife, a blink beyond Balwearie, and he has coughed a gully knife to gie the Whigs a bleary. His fiddler came wi' sword and lance, and all his links O'Leary. Tailor and the Whigs more his dance, that they love wondrous dearie. He has danced the lads frae out o'er the hills of Syria, and made the deal right after them upon his good grey mare. They grew sae bold and stout and strife, that nae man durst come near you, until this fiddler came frae Fife and banged them wi' his geary. So some of those words, and he has coughed a gully knife. He's bought a knife. He come with sword and lance, and all his links O'Leary. His links gut strings of Leary, learning. He knew how to play. To learn them a Morris dance. So he's a fiddler who's also a warrior in the old song, basically. So Burns is writing in this song about music and about Scots music, and he was picking up on a kind of chorus of resentment against the Italian musicians who were all the rage in Edinburgh at the time, and really threatening to what's the word? There's a word. Obscure, efface. The traditional Scots music. The fact that the Italians were probably, in America we have the melting pot, and we know that interaction creates things that are even better. But Robert Ferguson, who was a young poet in Edinburgh, he actually died at 24 by suicide. But he was writing in Scots. He was the one who inspired Burns to versify in Scots when he got his book of poems. In Irvine, he wrote a poem, Elegy on the Death of Scots Music, and one of those stanzas is, now bear the gree is to take the prize. Now foreign sonnets bear the gree, and crabbit queer variety of sounds fresh sprung frae Italy, a bastard breed, unlike that soft-tongued melody, whilk now lies deed, which now lies dead. And one of Burns's called The Best of Songs is written by, it was Tulloch written by a tune called The Reel of Tulloch by Reverend John Skinner. There needs na be so great a phrase we drin dull Italian lays. I wouldna gie ain Strathspeys for 100 score o' 'em. They're douf and dowie at the best, douf and dowie, they're douf and dowie at the best, we are they're very o'em. They're douf and dowie at the best, they're allegros and all the rest, they canna please a Highland taste compared with Tulloch. So Burns is picking up on all of that in the song. So I usually give background after, but I don't think this song could be appreciated without some of that going on. So in the song, among the trees were humming bees, at buds and flowers were hanging o. So he starts with the humming of the bees. This is about music. Auld Caledon, Caledonia, Scotland, drew out her drone. More music. And to her pipe was singing o. Twas Pibroch, which is a pipe tune with variations. Song Strathspey, those are the highly rhythmic, knocking the beats back and forth. Or reels, she duddled them off fu clearly o. Duddle is to make a loud vibrating sound. That's literally the translation. When there come a yell of foreign squeels, that dang her tapsalteerie that knocked Scotland on her ass. Their capon craws, capon is a castrated rooster. So he's talking about the castrati, those singers. Their capon crows and queer ha-has, they made our lugs grow eerie, made our ears grow anxious. The hungry bike is a hive or a swarm, again, bees, did scrape and pike, fiddle and pick, pluck, till we were way and weary, till we were sad and weary. But a royal ghaist ance was cas'd a prisoner aughteen year awa. A royal ghost who once was cas'd a prisoner 18 years away. This is a reference to the ghost of James I, King of Scots, poet, musician, and patron of the arts, who was imprisoned in England from 1406 to 24, 18 years. A while before this subject of the song. He fired a fiddler in the north. That dang them tapsalteerie. It was a fiddler in the north who knocked the Italian musicians down. Well, this would be Neil Gow. With his wonderful Strathspey reels collections, legendary fiddler. So I'll sing this for you. This is the traditional tune, the King of France. He rade a race, or he run a race. I have it from James Oswald, who's Burns mentioned the tune was in his book. So, among the trees were humming bees, at buds and flowers were hanging o. Auld Caledon drew out her throne, and to her pipe was singing o. 'Twas Pibroch sang Strathspey o' reels, she dirl'd them off fu clearly o. When there come a yellow foreign squeals, that dang her tapsalteerie o. Capon craws and queer ha's, they made her lugs grow eerie o. The hungry bike did scrape and pike till we were big and weary o. But a royal ghaist ance was cas'd a prisoner aughteen year awa. He fired a fiddler in the north, that dang them tapsalteerie o. All right. The manuscript for that song is in the Newberry Library in Chicago. He sent me a scan. So that's it. Have any more to say about it? I do not. Please subscribe. Thank you very much.